Okay, listeners, are you a bottleneck in your business? Do you feel like everything has to go through you? And that if you step away or things slow down, maybe you take a break, things seem to fall apart. That's what we're going to talk about today because you're not alone. And we experience this with our clients all the time in the Better Business, Better Life program. And that's why they come to us, really, is to be able to experience life outside of work. That's what we're here for. So we're going to dig in here. And Dr. Sabrina, I love this discussion today because our programming has changed so much over the past couple of years. So first, I'd like for you to start out just by sharing, what does it feel like now that you have more flexibility to be a choice?
I feel such relief on a daily basis when I see all the innovation that's happening throughout Tap the Potential with our different team members and leadership team, bringing new ideas and fresh thinking to the table. Approaching, like, our team members are approaching problems that I used to deal with in my head by myself. Mm-hmm. And to be able to sit in a meeting and to just hear the ideas and how, like, you shared a question yesterday in our leadership meeting, and it got us exploring things and looking at things from a very different perspective than we have been looking at things. And I remember sitting there thinking, I didn't have to do any of the hard thinking. I just got to bring my creativity to the table. And as a visionary, that's like my strength. I love that opportunity. And I love to be able to pull resources together and see, we have a resource over here and we have this over here. How do we combine this? And then having other members of the team being able to say, okay, I'm going to see this part through. I'm going to make sure this happens. We're going to take this over. This needs to be communicated over here. And it takes so much mental energy off of me. And that is, I think, what the biggest shift that I have noticed is my mental energy over the last few years has been tremendously freed up. And I've needed it because I've had other areas of my life that I've had to put attention to. And so that's the biggest burden. And I'm so aware. I was reviewing a communication from a past client yesterday, and he's done some amazing things with his business. And then I noticed in the SWOT analysis, he was identified as the bottleneck for sales and some other functions in the business. And I thought, oh my gosh, isn't this the reality? Like, we can grow our businesses and we can make them amazing, but then we have key functions that only we do in the business. And there's so much decision fatigue that is tied to that, because we just get exhausted making all the micro decisions on the day-to-day, when in reality, we have A players on our team and they can make those decisions and make better ones.
Okay. So you open the door for the next thing that I want to talk about. I love this. A players value autonomy. And when they don't have that, when they don't feel fully empowered, this is why you have A players who are capable of thinking for themselves, just stand back and wait for the owner's approval to take charge. And that's so important.
It's such a strange dynamic for business owners to wrap their heads around, because you've done the work to hire these A players. And so you expect that they're going to bring all this fresh thinking to the table and they're going to take initiative. But when they don't, it's really frustrating. And you're left wondering, like, why? What's wrong? Did I not get an A player? I thought, they were an A player. And what we have to understand about A players is, most of us who are A players have had experiences where we've brought new ideas to the table, innovative thinking, and someone who's not an A player has shot it down. And usually that person's been in a position of leadership. And so A players are very good at tuning into their environment and waiting to be asked and holding back, because they don't want to be critiqued for being too much.
Mhm.
because they have a very powerful energy. And when they get excited about new ideas and innovation, that can really come forth. So they've learned to rein that in. And so we really have to create these environments on our team where we empower our A players and ask, what ideas do you have about this?
Mhm.
And when they bring a problem to us, instead of us jumping in and saying, okay, here, go do this, this, and this. And an A player will, like, if they bring you a problem and you say, go do A, B, C, they will do it within an hour and it's done and it's taken care of. But you did all the thinking to identify A, B, and
Mhm.
C. And that's that mental load that we have to get off of you. And that's the crux of the bottleneck. And so we really want to start shifting to asking, what ideas do you have about this? And doing it in multiple ways in our businesses, in our team meetings, in our one-to-one communication, and trusting. We have to
Mhm.
trust that our A players will solve problems. And I can't say enough how much better A players, multiple A players solving problems will be in your business than you solving the problems in the business. The ideas will be so much richer and more effective they're implementing.
Absolutely. And you, they're in the day to day of the business. They're the one implementing everything. So they see where the gaps are. And I just want to share here exactly how to support your team members so that they're not waiting for your approval and so that you're fully utilizing them. So, the number one thing is don't shoot those ideas down when the A player presents them. So, yesterday was beautiful on our leadership team. I asked a couple of powerful questions, and you messaged me and said, "Thank you for challenging us." So, that inspired me. That made me feel like I was seen and heard, and that's very important. And you didn't ask me to do anything next. On my own, I took action yesterday and this morning, which you don't even really know about. I've spent quite a bit of time working to solve a challenge that we're experiencing. And really, the work that I've done is probably weeks worth of research because, and I was able to do it in a small amount of time because I am so dialed in to the business. And not only that, I know what our vision is. So your
So,
A player your vision.
well, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That was bad leadership on my part. I just got so excited. When I sent you that text, so we were on a Zoom meeting, it was our leadership team meeting, and there was this really difficult issue being discussed. And you had raised a question around, like, could we look at this? Could we solve this in a different way? And because all of us were having to wrap our heads around a massive shift, like massive shift in how we do things, the energy, I was noticing the energy on the team going low because we were like digesting. And I thought, wow, Melissa just put forward a very bold idea. And she may be thinking we're not happy about it because all of the energy went low. And so I was like, no, I noticed what was going on. I noticed we were doing deep thinking, new ideas were coming forward. So I wanted to acknowledge you for that. And so what you're saying, and I wasn't even aware of this, is that by me just simply acknowledging you for asking such a powerful question, that energized you and inspired you.
Exactly, and not just me.
Yeah.
So after our call, I had some thinking time and did a little bit of research. And then this morning, reached out to Caitlin on our leadership team, who is holds our sales and marketing seat. We solved some issues with so much grace, got really excited about the actions that we're going to take and the results that we're going to achieve. Immediately on our own, scheduled time to get together to make an action plan. And we know it's all going to bring forth the solution to the challenge that we're dealing with. And we got so energized and fed off of one another. It was amazing. And the beautiful thing about it is when we get through this, we become our own case study for our clients. And our clients love to hear how we have resolved issues. And we give them the shortcut
Mhm.
and when I say shortcut, I'm talking about tons of time and resources, team resources, payroll resources, investing into things that they don't have to do because we can say, here's the simple solution.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
time again, that's effective. So just make sure that you are acknowledging your team members, even if it's an idea that you don't want to pursue yet. Thank them and say, let's put that in the parking lot. We can revisit that later. We do that to each other all the time on the Tap the Potential team. I love to squirrel. I'll speak for myself, but we'll revisit that later. But refrain from shutting out your team members, because when you shut out their ideas consistently, they stop bringing the ideas to the table.
Yes. So when I cut you off, you were making a very powerful point that when your team members know the vision, they're going to bring ideas forward that align with the vision. And so that it is a critical piece. And this is why, Melissa, when you do the mission, vision, purpose work with our clients and help them articulate so beautifully their visions for their business, it's so valuable in the transformation that's going to occur in that business. Because as soon as you have a clearly articulated vision, and that vision includes what your team members are experiencing as the business is transforming and moving in the direction, like the positive experiences that they are having, that excites them and pulls them in. But it also creates decision-making parameters for the team. So your immutable laws, your vision are key pieces of your decision-making parameters. And I wrote about this in the 4-week vacation. So if you're thinking, gosh, I need to have these decision-making parameters for my team, and what does that look like? Go get the 4-week vacation. It's detailed there in a chapter with a nice little bullet list of what your team needs to be able to make decisions without you.
Okay, so that is fantastic. I'm going to share a special offer at the end. Dr. Sabrina hasn't approved, but I'm sure she's going to be okay with it. So the thing that you do once you have that vision and mission and immutable laws clearly defined, and you're articulating those to your team, and what this means is your team members know the direction your company is going in. They know decision-making parameters to help you stay aligned with where you're going, and they can see their role in the company. They know what's expected of them. Give them measurable results that you're seeking. And you can do this with KPIs. Your key performance indicators will give your team members expected outcomes. So once they know what that expected outcome is and all the parameters, then you give them the opportunity to have that autonomy and just say, here, this is your baby, whether it's a project or a department, here's your baby. You think through this and bring it to us and share with us how to deliver the outcome that's desired. And you would be so amazed at what your team members can come up with. I know Donna is our client concierge. We meet every single week. And we're constantly looking for ways to simplify client delivery. And Donna is totally here for our clients. She'll say, that's why I'm here. and she knows our clients. She has all of them in mind. So she's a thinking partner for me as I'm working with our clients, for us to say, what will make everything easier for our clients, while I'm saying, what do our clients need? And we just had a major breakthrough that's going to save business owners and myself several hours of time together as I'm shortcutting it for them. So I'm excited to share with everyone what that is. But that's just the power of giving your team autonomy. And as a business owner, you get the opportunity to remove yourself as the bottleneck. So Dr. Sabrina, you trust me so much. We're at the place that I can say, okay, well, here's the idea that I came up with and I'm ready to implement it. Sometimes I can implement things without even running it by you. But for the most part, I do still share it with you, and you have these aha moments. Well, what about this? Which is beautiful. And, my goal for you is to be completely at choice in how you show up. And your goal for me is to give me the autonomy as well as to make sure that my work is supporting my life. And it's just a really beautiful thing.
So
Um,
there's a piece in this, Melissa, that I don't know that we have talked about enough with our Profit by Design listeners, and that is the feeling of pride and ownership that you experience when when your efforts impact the results.
mm,
And so having clear results that we're tracking is a key piece of all of this, right? So it's not just like, oh, we've got ideas and we're going to go implement and we have no idea if they're effective. We have certain metrics, key performance indicators that we are tracking. And you and other members of our leadership team have complete autonomy in how you move those numbers, right? So several years ago, we needed to increase the results that our clients were getting in the Better Business, Better Life program. We really didn't have a clear way of tracking that. So we got very clear on how we're tracking that. They make more money, more money in their bank account and more time off than ever. So Melissa's tracking changes in owner's pay. She's tracking changes in profit. She's tracking numbers of days that they are off. And so that's how we're able to say things like our clients are experiencing a 700% increase in time off and doubling profit and 55% increase in owner's pay in the course of the time. And now we're able to say it's less than 10 months with us. These things are happening. But she has done this in our Better Business, Better Life program. She has made all kinds of micro innovations and massive, major innovations, macro innovations in the program to be able to deliver those results. But she's had complete autonomy over how that's done, as long as it falls within our immutable laws, it aligns with the vision, and she's achieving the results that we're after. And so that pride of ownership is the biggest A player perk that we can build into our businesses.
it really is. It really is. I just can't explain. Everything that we do is a complete team effort, and our clients are really doing the hard work. So kudos to our clients and everyone that is listening. And we want you to know that we're here so that you have a better life. Your business gets better by default.
Yeah.
But we are really here to support you to have a life that you desire. And one of our immutable laws is work supports life. And we see our clients experience this over and over and over again. And I just want to share some clients' wins just from the past week and the impact that the hard work through the program is actually having for them. So one of our clients took a 9-day vacation, fully unplugged, no laptop. And I just envision him being with his wife and children and taking that time to just be fully present with them. It is the best gift that we could give anyone. Time is precious and it can't be replaced. So that is the impact. And one of our business owners had her team plan a team lunch outside of work hours after she just rebuilt a very challenging work culture. And just to see how much that impacted her was so precious. And it was complete validation for all of the hard work that she's doing. And then another business owner took a vacation for the first time in 3 years and was able to go out of the country. These are massive results. And some of these results are our brand new clients. Like,
yes,
have been with us for very long.
Yeah, that is incredible. And so to really just wrap our heads around the impact on life that has, and the family members that feel cherished and loved by that business owner who is setting that business up so that it can run without them, and so the business owner can be present, fully present with them.
Mhm.
And then, our client whose team members organized a lunch outside of work hours, that really speaks to, like, she's built a team of team members who want to be together,
Mm.
right? Like, they want to spend time together outside of work. So that means that she's brought people together who have common immutable laws, and they're building relationships. What's really interesting in terms of A-player retention is the research that shows when you have a friend at work, you are much more likely to stay on that job
Mm.
longer than people who have no connections at work. And so when you have multiple friendships developing on the team, you see retention just going much, much higher because of that. So just that one piece speaks volumes. That the team members are organizing a lunch away from work. They're deepening their relationships, but it already says they feel connected.
Yeah.
And that is so valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely function, our team functions as a family. And good luck ever getting a position with Tap the Potential. You can reach out and let us know.
But we don't have turnover very often.
We don't. We don't. So I'm going to put an offer out here. We actually have space in our Better Business, Better Life program. And that doesn't come along very often. So we have space right now. If you would like to join us in the Better Business, Better Life program, I would love, and Dr. Sabrina, we can edit this out if you don't agree with it. But if you come into the Better Business, Better Life program now, when you listen to this episode, I will gift you a vision statement and write your immutable laws for you.
Wow. Okay.
That's a lot of value.
Yes. What is the value of that, Melissa?
$7,500.
Yeah. Okay. That's incredible.
If you meet with me separately, and I do that for you outside of our program, that is a cost because it is the ultimate foundation of your business. So when we write your visions, it's very hard for a business owner to write their own vision statement. Most of us are not authors like Dr. Sabrina, and we tend to look at the how, and that blocks us from writing the vision because the vision is really about what we're accomplishing as if it's already happening, and business owners get really stuck in writing the vision because they're looking about the how or this won't happen. So I'm able to do that and deliver it for you in a way that truly reflects the vision and the purpose for your business and your life. And then from there, in the Better Business, Better Life program, we are going to get you out of being the bottleneck for your business and help you with identifying what KPIs you need to track, what team members need to be doing so that you can be more at choice to actually be the visionary for your company.
Wow. Wow. So for those of you who hung in here and listened all the way to the end, this is an incredible offer. All you need to do if you are ready to join our Better Business, Better Life program is go to tapthepotential.com and you will see the book a call link right there at the top of the page. You'll book your call with Caitlin and she will meet with you and she'll make sure that you are positioned to benefit from our program because we don't want to bring anyone in who isn't in the right place to benefit. And our minimum criteria as you come in is that Caitlin will need to identify that we can deliver a minimum of a 3-to-1 return on your investment. And our results show that we are delivering 7 and 10x the return on our clients' investments just in the first year. And then we have, I can't remember the exact statistic, but it's over 80% of our clients renewing with us into the second year. So if you've had experience before with coaching programs and you've been disappointed, it sounded really flashy and wonderful on the front end, and then you get in and you're very disappointed in what you're getting out of that program, I want to assure you Tap the Potential is very different. This is one of the pieces that we hear over and over from our new clients. Like, I can't believe how organized you guys are. I can't believe the results I'm getting so early in the program. Because of how we deliver. And we're results oriented, we're accountability focused, and we're going to make sure that your business and your life get better because of your work with us.
Absolutely. The other thing that I want to call out is included in the Better Business, Better Life program is the How to Hire the Best course.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's very relevant to what we're talking about today that will help you stop being the bottleneck. And you also get Caitlin on our team, who is a workforce expert. So you get the monthly calls with her to come in and ask any questions on top of the course.
So a little note about Caitlin. She has been writing our clients' job ads. And we just had a client hire an A player in a very difficult to hire for position. It's one of those positions in construction that tends to stay open for months and months and months. They pretty quickly hired an A player, and that A player came on board and said, I want to meet the person who wrote this job ad because it made me want to work here. And the secret weapon was Caitlin wrote the job ad. So the value that you get in our program is that we really, when you come into our program, we treat your business like it's our own. And all the resources on our team, we are all looking at how can we lean in and help you get the results that you need to make your business and your life better. So if you're ready, go over to tapthepotential.com and book a call, and we'll get you going.
Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week on the Profit by Design podcast.